take a look at our future Echo Ridge vineyard Cabernet Sauvignon vines that I planted a few months ago into some potting soil. And I just want to show you behind me here. We can get a zoom in on this. This is the evolution of our Echo Ridge Winery labels. Our first little Chardonnay we did. We went into Merlot. And then our simpler version of a label for Cabernet Sauvignon right there. But yeah, let's go take a look at these vines. Maybe we got something growing here. All right, we're here outside. Let's take a look at these vines real quick. We have budburst about a week and a half ago, actually, on all of these vines. We'll get some beautiful ones right here. Right there. So I'm quite happy with that. Didn't overwater them. Everything seemed to be doing okay, just kind of going by themselves. I really didn't do much with them. Even the small ones. Oh, wait a minute, except for this guy. Oh, wait. Looks like we got a bud yet to burst right there on number one. Number two, all buds. That's good. All right, let's take, come around here. Let's grab a couple of these. We'll go out into the sun, a little bit bright or conditions, so we can kind of take a closer look at them, and I'll kind of work on my close up here with this thing. Okay, hold on. Just to bring you up to speed, I have two other videos on this process that I've done to plant or try to get these canes to root. So in previous videos, just real quick, I got some potting soil, bought these little plastic bins. I collected these cuttings that the vineyard managers had gone through, the vineyard workers. They pruned the Cabernet Sauvignon vines for the winter, and these were laying on the ground for like 3 days, and then I picked up a few, and then they sat in the back of my Jeep for like 2 weeks, and then I went ahead and finally got time to get them in soil. And so what I did was, if you recall, just checking, I'm still in frame here on my watch, but so if you recall, what I did was at first I just kind of clipped the cane about an inch below the node, and then scraped off the brown bark, if you want to call it bark, the brown layer, to get some green skin, and then put some rooting compound on it, and just plucked it into the dirt, and that's all I did. And then actually a day later, I didn't film this, but I read in my my wine production book that a better way is to cut it just below the node and put some rooting compound on it, and then put it in the soil. And so what I did was, I have 16 canes planted, and for numbers 1 through 8, I pulled those up, cut them right at the base of the node. I didn't scrape any of the outer brown layer off around the node, just cut it right at the very bottom of the node, and then put some more rooting compound on it, and then just plucked them into the ground in the bins here, and just kind of let those go. I was creating a test. So the 1 through 8 were cut off at the node, as my book said, and then from what a previous YouTube video I watched said to do was for numbers 9 through 16, I just left them the way I did it, which is what I followed on that video, which was like I just described: cut them 1 inch below the node and scrape off the bark with rooting compound. Now I have pulled out number 2 7, 9, and 16, kind of like the largest to the, well, the smallest, number 1 and 2 are the smallest, and number 16 is the largest. And so a little bit of random sample. I'm going to pull these out and we'll take a look at the roots and see how they're doing. But let's look at number 2 here real quick. You can see we have budburst. I have one, make sure we're focusing here. Hopefully we're focusing. I have 1, 2, 3, and 4 buds on this one. If you recall, I scraped off, I thought I scraped off all of the lower buds except for the top ones, like the book said to do, but a lot of these have budded lower, so they're pretty stout and healthy to do that. So here's number 2. Better see it down there, number 2. One of my smallest ones, and let's pull this out and kind of see. I haven't watered these in a little while, so hopefully I damage them. Oh, huh. I have one little root coming out. I guess that's good enough. So cool. All right. So you can see it's cut off right at the node. So the node is the thick part. That's a node. That's a node. 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 So I cut it off right at the base of a node, and then rooting compound. So there was a bud right here. That one should hopefully bud off. I'll get rid of it. So we're green. You see some green in there. All right, that's good news. So let's get this guy back in the ground here. All right, so number 2 is good. Here's another number 7. This one was also pulled up, cut off at the node, and we'll see what kind of roots we have here. Need that, but I need to water these. Because we're not trying to make them struggle to grow grapes right now. We just want it to bud, and then we want all the embryonic cane, the tendrils, especially the leaves to come out to start creating energy to get for photosynthesis, so we can make glucose and really help this plant grow. So let's take a look at this guy, number 7. Aha! All right, look at that, number 7. Those are beautiful little roots right there. Oh, where are you? There you are. Awesome. All right, so number 7 is growing. Let's stick this back in here. Hopefully I don't damage those roots. I probably am. God, I hope not. This little baby's a tender. All right. So number 2 and 7 were cut at the node. Number 9 here was cut an inch below the node and scraped. Let's see what we got. All right, I see. Let me get you in frame here. We also have rooting happening here, closer to the node than down below. But I do see some interesting green. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to produce it everywhere, all around here, right there. Oh, I think I just broke that one. Ah. Well, it's science, you got to break some eggs, just saying. Okay, we'll get this guy back in there, and we'll hopefully let it go. Now let's take a look at number 16, our largest. Again, this one was left, so it was cut an inch below the node and scraped. And then, of course, it had, there, let me get you. It had rooting compound put it onto it. I'm just kind of breaking up the soil with my fingers here because I don't want to rip off. What is that? Is that a bug? A dead worm or something? Anyway, boom. Let's see. I see interesting little bulbs down here. It looks like roots are forming. I could say, I don't know if those are roots or not, but let's see if we can get a close-up. Where's my lens at? I have no idea. There we are. Oh God, this is terrible. There we go, that's probably better. You can kind of see those right there. I think it's in focus now. Yeah, right there. You can see those little nubbies, little greenish, slight whitish, greenish nubbies. I think those are roots developing. So it said also to have them at least this, thicker the better, because there's more energy stored in this cane than there is in this little cane. So this should survive longer to allow time for it to root. Let me just get rid of that guy. So we have several buds growing up right here. I think get this one back into the dirt. I'll show you what I'm doing here. Just pushing that back down in. Yep. Okay. Well, here, hold on a second. Let's pop. All right. Apparently I was at 1.2 zoom, not 0.5. But yeah, so I think our experiment is kind of still working out here. We'll see in the long run. Another couple weeks, we'll take another look at it. Hopefully our roots will be more developed and longer. Hopefully I didn't damage these too much, but I guess we'll just kind of follow 2, 7, 9, and 16 from now on. Kind of let the others just kind of go about their business here without being pulled out, because that's going to damage those delicate roots, right? And so I don't want to do that. So we'll just use these as our test subjects. They're the lucky ones that are going to get it looked at every 2 weeks or so, maybe. Anyway, so far so good. And what I could do eventually in another couple weeks is actually just plant these out, pull them all the dirt out and put them into the ground somewhere. Maybe a larger pot on a few of them. We'll just do a little experiment. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with them yet. I don't have a vineyard or field to put them in anywhere as of yet, but still working on it anyway. Yeah, thanks for tuning in, and we'll do another update again. All right, thanks.